So what we did is we explored the possibility of taking a single cell from an embryo and then evaluating to see whether or not that child, unborn child, had the underlying genetic disease. But it was actually another father who was doing the same procedure for thalassemia who said, why don't you consider doing HLA typing, the tissue typing needed for a bone marrow transplant? Why can't you do that at the same time? Technically, it was not easy in the 1990s to do that, but we figured it out. And Molly Nash happened to be the first child in the world that had a baby brother specifically selected because he was Fanconi Anemia negative, and he was HLA matched with his sister and became what was then later described as the savior sibling. But not all things done with good intentions go easily. There was a lot of ethical questions about it. It got the attention of the Vatican. It got the attention of legislators. I was asked to actually go on a TV in London to debate the Archbishop of Canterbury. Probably not something that I was going to win, but but in any event, the point of bringing that up is that people don't fully understand some of the things that we do. And yet, also I should point out to you that not all good things necessarily with good intentions should be done. But we spent a great deal of time trying to carefully decide whether this was the right thing to do. And we moved forward. We talked to the public. We talked to legislators. We talked to rabbis and priests and other members of our church. And to find out, what the community thought of this. But at the end of the day, there's also risks, not only to the child who's undergoing the therapy, there's risks to the scientists and risks to the people doing such studies. But why do we all do this? We do this because of the fact that we want to find a way to save a child with this very rare disease. But there's one major lesson, and it's important for probably maybe 50% of you in this audience, and that is that no one would attack me if I had the mother standing by my side. So you can imagine what you would do. What I can say to you is that, it's a group effort. And not only does the mother also represent the advocate for her child, but also, what I can also learn is don't get in the way of the mother. She will tell me, you get on my train or get out of my way because I'm going to run you over if you don't do what I say. But a mother also does. She compels you to do something that might be bolder than you might have tried otherwise, knowing that the standard of care is not acceptable. Why would anyone accept 16% chance of success or even less? Or why would someone accept it can't be done? As they say, the difference between difficult and impossible is that impossible just takes a bit longer. But as long as you have a team of people who are singularly interested in tackling the disease, the answers eventually come. It's always the case. We've done it before, we can do it again. So it's important that you're all here. The call to action is advocacy. The call to action is speaking up on behalf of the children in our community. It takes a village. Thank you.